welcome back. This is Family Time 233. It's the end of our first semester, the start of our second semester. It's crazy. School year always flies by. Seniors, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. All right, we're talking about planning. All right, we're talking about making a plan this week. That doesn't necessarily sound like the most exciting thing, but it relates back to a lot of things we've already discussed, and it's about being committed to our success and our growth. We talked about that earlier in the year. Do you just want something or are you committed to it? That's a big difference. I always say, are you hungry or do you just want to eat? Because a lot of people in life, they just want to eat. They just want to do things when they're convenient, when they're easy. Same thing when we're at home and you're bored sitting around watching TV, scrolling your phone, you're just snacking. You just want to eat. You're not really hungry. So I want you to first think about something that you really hunger for, right? Something that you really want in your life. Okay, it could be something with school, could be something with your extracurriculars, could be something in your personal life. But think of something that you really want. And I always think you have to determine what you really want, and then what are you willing to give up to get it? Because a lot of times when we're thinking about going after a goal, we always think of it as an additive thing, right? We can add this practice, add this thing. And sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's about cutting things away. It's about giving things up. And if you're adding something else in, you're trying to form a new habit, sometimes you have to cut out some old habits. So I want us thinking about how to set up a plan. Think about that in terms of SMART goals we talked about before. Talked about SMART goals are things that are specific, measurable, attainable or achievable, relevant, and time-bound, right? That's a SMART goal. We got to check all those boxes. But to go beyond that goal, we talked about goals before, we're talking about like once you're committed to it, now you have to have a plan. And a plan has to meet those things too. It's got to be a specific plan. You can't just say, oh, if I want to get better my free throw percentage, I'm going to shoot more free throws. That's too vague. You have to be very specific. You can say, I'm going to shoot 10 more free throws after practice every day we have practice. That checks our boxes. It's specific. It's measurable. You can say the 10 things or not. It's attainable. That's something that you can do. Shooting 10 free throws after every practice isn't a difficult thing to do. Sometimes people set a goal or a plan that's pretty difficult to meet. Say like, oh, I'm going to shoot 10,000 extra free throws by the end of the season. Well, that's a lot. That's pretty crazy. That's going to be pretty hard to attain. But 10 after every practice, pretty attainable. It's relevant. If your goal is to increase your free throw percentage, this is very relevant. It's 1-to-1. It's exactly what you're working on. And it's time bound in the sense that after every practice, you either yes or no did it, and then you can do that for the whole season. Time bound. So I want you to think about that. We've done a little bit of this before, earlier in the year, but it's a good time to kind of review it because we're going into another semester. And it's a good time to reflect a little bit. Did the first half of your school year, did it go the way that you wanted? Did you make the growth in the areas that you wanted? If not, that's okay. We still have time and we get a chance to reset. It's one of the great things about the school year is we get a chance to reflect a little bit, reset, and then kind of change course a little bit. So maybe think about those goals at the beginning of the year. And now I want you to really try to set up a plan. And I want you to be that specific. Because even when we talked about goals at the beginning of the year, and I read through everybody's, sometimes it is like, oh, I'm going to study more. Study more doesn't meet those things. It's not specific enough. And for me, I try to really, when I'm making a plan, and I'm using kind of that SMART goal criteria, when a SMART plan, I try to make it into yes or no questions, where I'm either saying, yes, I did this, or no, I did not do this. practice. So that goes back to, if it's the 10 free throws after every practice, you can say, did I shoot my 10 free throws? Yes or no. And start with something that is so simple. In this case, we're not even saying you have to make 10 free throws. Just shoot 10 free throws. That's so simple, it would be silly not to do it if it's going to lend itself to your goal. But you can say, yes, I did that thing, or no, I didn't. And if it's no, I didn't, then you need to be like, I need to really make sure I do it today. You're holding yourself accountable. And just remember, with our plans, you're going to have to adjust along the way. I'm a big proponent of like the George S. Patton quote that a good plan violently executed today is better than a perfect plan executed next week. We spend a lot of time in our lives thinking about like, when it's the new year, the new week, or a new season, or a new semester, that's when I'm gonna get things in order. No, just start now. There is no perfect time. You're not gonna have all the perfect resources. Just start. Start executing a plan that leads towards your goals, and understand you'll have to change it along the way. And that's part of the process. All right, let's get committed to what we want to do the second half of this school year. Until next time, much love.